Happy Thursday, Oaklawn race fans. We are happy to come back with another fantastic 4-day race week. I'm Nancy Holthus, joined alongside my work child, one of my many work children, track announcer Matt Dinnerman.
You have a lot to
I
look
love
after.
being like the mama hen. I do. I thrive in it.
And you fit perfect in it. You're nurturing. You're intelligent. You're a good mama hen. I can attest to that for sure, and I'm sure the other little ones can attest to it too.
I think very highly of all of my work children. So.
And let me tell you something. She's nurturing, but if you mess with the babies, like Mama Bear, no, she'll back you up.
It's game on. It's game on. I am almost loyal to a fault sometimes. It is Thursday, which means discount day here at Oaklawn Park. Free parking, free programs, and of course, delicious $1 hot dogs. So I'm basically going to have a whole lunch for $1. That's a bargain. Where else can you do that?
I was going to say, you can't find it anywhere
else.
Doesn't
happen anywhere else.
And the food is not bad, by the way.
It's very good.
I mean, you can get, food for $1 and it tastes like cardboard. Not here.
Not here. It's a delicious hot dog. So go get you a hot dog for only $1 today. It's a beautiful day today. Very happy to see that sun shining, and it's going to be pretty good temps. We're going to start tapering off, I think, in the weekend in regards to temperature, but still well in the 50s. So let's take a look at our weather page, as we do have a fast track. Winds out of the southwest. Wow, that's a pretty good clip. 15 miles per hour. Better than being out of the north, though. Mostly sunny skies and a temp currently of 67 degrees. Absolutely beautiful day to spend here at the races. Let's go ahead and take a look at our news page. Kind of a lot going on as well. Here's a look at our current leaders. It's been a minute since I've posted these, Matt, but I think we can talk about it real quickly. Christian Torres in the lead, and Ramon Vasquez. How about his Sunday? 5 trips to the winner's circle launched him to second position. Francisco Arrieta with 22 and Luis Saez with 21. Really tight battle for that leading rider. Steve Asmussen, not surprised to see him in the lead with 20, but Mark Casse sending about half as many horses and still producing 18 wins, and Peter Miller with a strong contingent of 9 victories. There's like 3 trainers that have 8. Okay. So obviously I think the go is going to be between Steve and Mark, but Steve obviously having the more horses to run. Spotlight is on Arkansas breds this weekend. Very excited that Friday is the Down the Dusty Road Breeders' Stakes, and Saturday is the No Double Breeders' Stakes. So gotta get in some nice, good stakes races for our Arkansas breds, and super excited. This Saturday kicks off another fantastic season of Dawn at Oaklawn, and I am honored and privileged to welcome special guest, our very own track announcer, Matt Dinnerman. I like that, we do that because, we have great chemistry here on the desk, but I think Dawn at Oaklawn gives people a closer perspective of you, your life, your upbringing, and I'm very looking forward to having Matt out there. The program is free and starts at 7:30 in the mornings. I will be conducting the first barn tour at 7:45. Matt will join me at 8:30 for about a 30-minute interview segment, and then the final barn tour will depart at 9 a.m. So come out. We've got coffee, juice, water, pastries. So it's a great morning. And I always tell fans, Matt, you come to the races, which is super exciting to begin with, but you only see, maybe 8 to 12 horses every 20, 25 minutes. This in the morning is 100 horses on the track doing all kinds of different things. You really do get to see the backbone of racing, and it is during morning training when they really get that exercise and progress on to their next race. So I point out some of the jockeys. I have to admit, though, I'm going to throw myself under the bus here. There's so many new faces in the Jocks colony this year. I don't think I know half of them.
Yeah, if you're not around all the time, it's sometimes you get confused between the jockeys and the exercise riders because they're the same size.
Exactly.
I think we counted, over 40 jockeys that were here at one point.
Yeah, I think after the holiday meet, if you look on Equibase, it went all the way down to who rode a single race. And I think there were maybe between 48 and 52, somewhere around there. That's the most I think that we've had, probably maybe even since like the 90s or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was glad a lot of them decided to stick around also. I don't know if you noticed, Matt, but we have some new decor on the set. It was the Lunar New Year. So the Chinese New Year was just a couple of days ago, and our amazing promotions team, Madison, Liz, and Kristen, and also Trisha, came in to decorate our set. And
well done, ladies.
I went and got my nails done yesterday, and my nail tech, Liam, loves the races. We sit there and watch online all the time. And he got to celebrate the Lunar New Year, and he said the first day of Lunar New Year, you spend with your family, you eat, you really just get that family quality time. And he said, and a few days later, you go out, you gamble, you spend time with family and friends. So very excited for these beautiful decor. So thank you to our promotions team. This little guy, how cute are these?
Look at that.
This is something that the track is doing.
Take them out of the wrapper.
Yeah, in response to Lunar New Year. And these will be given away. This is be given away Saturday the 21st. These are for 12 years and under. So this is for our younger demographic of fans. So it's super, super cute. So for if you're 12 and under, you can take one of these home this Saturday the 21st from when doors open until race number 6. One per child, and they are while supplies last. So you older fans, you can go to the gift shop and buy you a plushie, but these are for special for our younger generation of fans for 12 and under. We're also going to have a kids day in March. They're going to get free ice cream, lots of amazing stuff out in the infield. And it's hard to believe, Matt, that we are approaching Rebel. It's right around the corner, Rebel Sunday. So make sure you make your plans for the weekend.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday, we're going to have stakes on Friday, Saturday, and of course Sunday. And they're still kind of getting the field set up for that, but it is going to be a good one. And we are going to draw the Rebel live on Saturday afternoon. So we get a really good kick of a really good idea of who's going to be in the gate for the Rebel Stakes. And I'm going to be doing it out in the Fox tent with Richard McLeori.
Wonderful.
So very excited.
We're going to have some pretty big names in there, both not just equine, but human names. Kenny McPeak, Bob Baffert, Brad Cox,
Todd
Mark
Pletcher.
Cassie, Todd Pletcher,
Steve Asmussen.
They're all there to have a contender. And the same could very well be said with a lot of these names for the Honeybee, which is for the fillies.
All the usual suspects, I think, will be here.
Yeah,
so
our
very
little
exciting.
plushies will be here too.
And our little plushies, these are
we got some
cute.
in the gift shop, like you said. If you want to go buy one, they got a smile, Nancy. They're smiling.
So cute.
Yeah.
Those are adorable.
Just want to take
I love
them
those.
home.
Yes. Nice. Well, if I took mine home, the stuffing would be out of it and an ear would be chewed off in about 2 minutes.
Doggy kids.
God.
Yeah. We'll put him with the ducks upstairs.
There you go. There you go. I love that. Good idea. We do have a card of 9 here to kick things off for the new 4-day race week. So let's go ahead and get started. We start things off with Arkansas bred fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Maiden claiming $40,000 and 6 furlongs is the distance. Matt, I thought looking at this, there is a serious lack of speed. So races like this, I always say somebody's going to take the lead almost by default. What are your thoughts?
Someone has to be on the lead.
Someone has to go to the front.
Scientifically, it's not possible otherwise.
You go.
I wonder if maybe Moneta tries number 2, maybe number 1 Menu tries from the rail, stalked the pace last time. I think inside horses might be able to show some speed. I still think Boss of the Block, though, could be the one here and is low odds to win currently on the board. Coming off a 3/4 length loss for 50 and for 40. This is a state bred maiden 40 race. Not going out on a limb here. Randy Morris, 13%. He's the conditioner. And the thing about this is maybe if there's not a lot of pace in this horse, let's see, it was 3 lengths behind down the backstretch. If there's not a lot of pace, might be a little bit closer. And second time out, we see this. He ran first time out and ran fine, but sometimes horses, they run a race, and then second time out, they'll show a lot more speed. We saw that with Ernie Witt's horse last week, where this horse was 15 lengths behind in his debut, and then this time around was on the lead and took him all the way.
Yeah, it's almost like they take in that first experience and go, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, and then go out and really perform. I'm going to go with the number 9 Boss of the Block as well. interesting that the fourth place finisher did score in that next start. I love a good key race, and I like that she does draw the outer post position. And interestingly enough, she is a half sibling to 2022 Rainbow winner Punchy Girl. So it's keeping it all
cool
in the
pedigree
family.
Point there.
Very cool pedigree. Moving on to race number 2. This is for 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 races since August 19th. $10,000 is the purchase price, and they will contest 6 furlongs in distance to have just one scratch of the number 3, and that is Premium. Matt, what do you think about the second?
Well, we'll take Pray for Peace on top at 8-1. I'm going to take a price in here. I can see why people don't like this horse. This runner got a 91 buyer at Remington Park in September. Now, sometimes those are overinflated. Sometimes they get higher numbers, and then they end up not being able to duplicate them. But nonetheless, this horse can run a little bit. And 2 starts ago for $30,000 for trainer Ray Ashford, stocked the pace and ran 2 lengths behind Lundeberg, who's going to be a major player later on in the week in a much tougher race. He's an allowance caliber horse. And then this horse ran for 30 again, first off a claim by Sippy Contreras. He's very good off the claim. And this horse was basically eased that day. I don't know what happened that afternoon. He's in for 10 now. There's some suspicious red flags potentially here, but at the right price, I'm going to take a shot with the apprentice Amir Mendoza, who's got the call for Sippy. Second off the break here.
I'm going to go a little further, just to your inside with the number 7, Hap Hot Ramon Vasquez. We're going to see if that momentum from the weekend does parlay into this week. Coming from the barn of Abel Ramirez Rodriguez, who had a training double just this past weekend as well. This runner does come in Hap Hot, second off the freshening. In an area where the barn is 17%, does exit tougher open $30,000 runners. And when I say open, there's no conditions like non-winners of 2, non-winners of the year. Broke from the rail, pressed the pace early, flattened out in the lane, didn't switch leads, but wound up 4th. I like that this runner gets off the rail today, and from a pace standpoint, can be tactical. So we will see if Hap Hot is hot in race number 2.
The barn certainly is.
The barn certainly is, definitely. Race number 3 is a maiden allowance condition for 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs in distance. No scratches or changes in the field of 8. As we take a look, it's an interesting field, and there are actually 3 first-time starters that could maybe surprise us.
Yeah, this is a good maiden special weight here at 6 furlongs, and my top pick is a first-time starter, Hovland. Watch my Out of the Starting Gate on YouTube, our last episode this past week. We have Dan Ward as a guest. We talked to him about Majestic Oops and a couple other things there. Thoroughbred Aftercare. He worked under Bobby Frankel and Jerry Hollendorfer, so we talked about all that stuff. But Hovland was my clocker pick of the week. Hovland looked really good, I thought. His last work, he got better during the workout. But the dam was a stakes place sprinter. 1 winning sibling, 1 sprinting. 3 others are winless. But this horse has some quick works on the page. Trainer Chris Davis, 15% with firsters here. And there's not an abundance of pace. I'm thinking a first-time starter like him is going to be close. I think Super Happy, number 6, he's got early speed. He's shown that in the mornings. He's going to be prominent. So Hovland's my pick, I think, at a price. I'm going to try someone new to this condition.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm actually going to go to the inside rail post position with unauthorized. Christian Torres getting the leg up from trainer Rudy Brissett is going to shorten back up after routing in the local debut and the 3rd career start. Now, he has had some issues at the gate. That's always going to be a little bit of a concern, whether it's bobbling or getting away slow. The barn worked him from the gate, which I really like, on Friday the 13th, and went a half at a nice 48-3. Also is going to get the addition of blinkers today. That equipment change is a very high win percentage for the Brissett barn. Now, he has kind of faltered late in the lane, so maybe that new equipment will keep him focused from the bell down into the stretch. So sometimes those babies, or the early 3-year-olds, still kind of trying to figure it out, what bit they need, what equipment they need, and maybe even what rider they need. So sometimes the horses really, or jockeys really get a good connection with some of these horses. And just like you have phenomenal recall, a lot of riders do as well. And remember kind of quirks and maybe idiosyncrasies that these horses have.
Well, and I've talked about with younger horses, you just never know when the light bulb turns on for them. Some of them are very precocious.
Yes.
Others improve with time. And like you said, there are a number of different factors as to why horses may wake up or why their form might go south. And especially with riders, just because you don't fit a horse just because you don't fit a horse doesn't mean you're not a good jockey.
Oh, right.
But we see Hall of Fame riders that for whatever reason they get taken off a horse or they go to another horse and another rider comes on, and really that's the key to success. So there's just so many different factors into horse racing as to why success happens. That's why it's so hard to pick a winner sometimes, because you need everything basically to go right. It's a lot easier for one thing to go wrong than 10 different things to go right.
Very true. Truer words have never been spoken. Race number 4 is for maiden claiming $12,500 for 3-year-olds and up, and they too will contest 6 furlongs. Now, race 4 is also the start of the $1 Classics Pick 6, and we have a carryover of just shy of $10,000, $9,959. Don't forget that 27 cents. Don't know how in the heck 27 cents comes into play, because that's interesting.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I'm not going to try to find out.
I'm not smart enough to figure that out,
We got more
Matt.
pressing issues, but just know there is 27 extra cents in the pool.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and take a look at the field. And we have a field of 11 to kick off the first leg of the $1 Classics. And Matt, what do you think in race number 4?
I was just thinking, I got 27 cents in the car. I got a quarter and 2 pennies literally in my dashboard. So if I want to add another 27 cents to the pool today, I'll do that. I'm picking a horse that's been claimed by Gennaro Garcia off of Joe Sharp. And that always concerns me a little bit because Joe Sharp is not easy to improve off of. So that concerns me. This horse also took a ton of time off, took about a 16-month break before this last race, but ran from 8:30 last time and ran third at odds of 2-1 at Churchill Downs. Freshens up 3 months, is now in for 12.5, so is in for a lower tag than what they purchased this horse for, significantly lower. Another horse here where you can make an argument there's some red flags, but I thought that last run wasn't bad. Even for a main 12.5 group, I think this is the type of field that this horse, if he runs anywhere close to his last race, he'll be really competitive here.
Yeah, I'm on the Gennaro Garcia bandwagon as well with the number 3 Capital Connection. Does take another drop in class, and as Matt said, sometimes that can be a red flag, but maybe not as much as of a red flag here at Oaklawn, because maiden claiming 12.5 Arkansas breds for 20. The pot is $30,000, so really competitive, and you will see trainers get more aggressive in the entry box. But yeah, it does take another drop in class, and I think it's going to be involved early from the bell. So,
I think so.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. We're going to take a quick break on this Thursday edition of Oaklawn Today, and when we return, the final 50-cent pick 5 on the day.
Experience the excitement of horse racing with Oaklawn Anywhere. If you're an Arkansas resident, you can watch and wager on horse racing from around the globe, whether you're at home or on the go, with any smartphone, laptop, or tablet, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Oaklawn Anywhere app and register for a sign-up bonus. With access to past performances, live video, race replays, and expert handicapping data, you're always in the know with no subscription fees. Bet online anytime with Oaklawn Anywhere, exclusively available to Arkansans. Right, Max? Oaklawn Anywhere. Our season never ends. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Rebel Stakes Day means big money on the track. And now, big money for you too. Swipe your ID on live race days to earn entries for our Rebel Riches drawing. On Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, you'll score double entries. And on Saturdays, a single entry. But on Rebel Stakes Day, Sunday, March 1st, your swipe earns 5 times the entries, putting you closer to the cash than ever before. Throughout the day, 25 winners will take home their share of $10,000. After races 2 through 6, 5 winners will be awarded prizes ranging from $200 to $600 each. From the track to your pocket, Rebel Stakes Day just got richer.
Yeah, make sure you swipe for those Rebel Riches. And just a reminder, Rebel this year, we're doing things a little different. It's going to be on Sunday, March 1st. So a whole weekend of stakes action and 4 stakes on the Rebel Day Sunday. The 2 normal stakes, and then also 2 overnight stakes, which we've seen some really good horses pop up in those overnight stakes so far. I think we had, 16 of them, somewhere around there?
Somewhere around there for the whole year.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of these runners go on to get confidence boosters, or maybe they're not quite ready to face those graded stakes, big level types. They get a little bit better, they win a race like that, and then they're on to the bigger and better stages, like a Foie Gras, for example, who's won 2 overnight stakes, and she's going like this. So, it's going to be fun, and I like that Pat Pope has been creative with these overnight stakes. I think on Rebel Day we've got a 1.5 mile overnight stake, so that'll be fun.
That will be very fun.
And it just goes to show here, when you get creative with your conditions, you're going to see different type of horses come out of the woodwork. We have those handicap ratings races that we're starting to run a little bit here. So, but Rebel is next Sunday. I think it'll be great. And there's a good chance that the top 5 riders in earnings of last year, there's a very good chance that all 5 of them will be there. Johnny V, the Ortiz brothers, Luis Saez, Flavian Pratt.
Yeah.
And it sounds like their agents all say we are expecting to be here. It's not official, but if that's the case, it tells you on Sunday next week, this is the place to be.
Yeah, very excited to see the 66th running of the Rebel Stakes, and we all know it has been very productive, not only in the Arkansas Derby, but later in the Kentucky Derby. We all know that 2015 did see a horse with a short little tail come and prevail, and that being American Pharoah to break the 37-year drought of the Triple Crown. I honestly, Matt, didn't think, being in the industry for as long as I had, I didn't think I would see a Triple Crown winner because we'd come so close so many times. But it was so cool to see American Pharoah triumph at Belmont, and just from a simulcast standpoint, it was packed here. I was working in Indiana. Grown men were crying. I mean, because seriously, we're that passionate about the sport. And when you want something so bad and it comes to fruition, it's really cool. Even if you're not on track, but you're watching it from somewhere else, you're part of history.
Yeah, and that's the type of thing where you will always remember where you were when American Pharoah won the Triple Crown, ended that 37-year drought. It's just one of those, not just sports moments, but just world history moments.
I mean, cover of the Sports Illustrated, winning ESPYs. I mean, it's a big deal, and that is a date when all eyes are on our industry. So it's important to produce that amazing product, and that's exactly what we do here at Oaklawn, too.
Absolutely.
Race number 5 is for 4-year-olds, a $10,000 starter allowance condition, and they will go a mile in distance as we have a field of 9, no scratches or changes. And Matt, as we look here to the 5th race, I think you and I are going to think alike.
We are. Swiss Guard, then, I guess, is your pick in here. And this horse was 41-1 last time out and lost by a half length for starter 10 in this starter allowance type of race here. I just like the fact that there's really not much speed in this race. I mean, Rabbit Hound can be close if he wants to, but I don't think that's what he's best suited to do. So this horse, even though he was 41-1 last time out, and he got a clear lead, he went at a moderate pace and still got run down by Cooper, and who was coming from Kentucky. And those Kentucky shippers, you know how they are. They're always tough. I'm not necessarily convinced that this runner just fluked that day. If you look at past races, he's won, 3 of his last 5, and that 4th one he ran second. Now, granted, those were at Fairmount Park, Mountaineer, but there's just no other speed in this race. And Jaime Torres, I think this jockey, he does his best work when he is on the lead and he can get horses to stretch their speed. By the way, Jaime Torres wanted to give a shout out on our show.
Nice.
He says, I want to tell all the bettors, thank you for participating. And if you bet me and I lose, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. So that's what Jaime Torres' message to all you fans are.
That's amazing. You don't see many riders sending messages, but that's pretty cool. He's like, I'm sorry if I let you down. And I mean, he obviously puts a lot of pressure on himself if he's saying that.
I think all jockeys do.
To a certain extent.
You're riding, of course, for your owner and their breeder incentives, and the breeders are paying attention, and the trainer. But you're also out there doing your best for the customer, and their customers, of course, are owners and trainers, but to the bettors as well. And that's why it's important, no matter what kind of race it is. You do your best all the time. And by the way, riding out for minor awards, third, fourth, very, very important. And it's not only good for the owners and the trainers to make a little extra money if you ride hard, but the bettors as well who are playing those tries supers.
Always good for the show, and I firmly stand by this statement. We have the best fans in racing because you'll see the horses come back. Everybody's applauding, you know, giving the high fives and, you know, the fist pumps and everything. Really do have an amazing product, and the fans have definitely come to appreciate that product, and not only on track but our simulcast centers as well. So getting back, I am going to go with Swiss Guard as well. I definitely think this 6-year-old speedster is going to be the one to catch. If you look at a race last time, going from a mile, drew the 12 of 12. Not an easy way to get out of the gate, but does get a more ground-saving post position today, and I think it's going to establish himself from the bell. So really good race.
We're on the same train.
We're talking about auction maidens. This is the condition for race number 6. It is for 3-year-old fillies going to contest 3/4 of a mile, and technically auction maiden fillies, 3-year-olds, which have RNA'd or sold for $75,000 or less in their last auction, or claiming price of $75,000. And we do have one runner in for that $75,000 tag. Do have a scratch of the number 2 Intangible, but an interesting field nonetheless.
I really like this condition when we see them around the country, and it's because maybe you have a horse that you think have got some ability, but you don't really feel they're good enough to run against the biggest maidens, the $1 million horses. Or you have a horse that's, you know, like you said, you buy for $25,000 and you're like, wow, this horse is really nice. But you don't want to go up against Steve's $1 million horse or Brad Cox's $500,000 horse. So you say, you know what? I'm going to run for a good purse. I'm going to find an easier group, and I can break that maiden and develop this horse. And then if we have to go up against tougher, we will. We'll worry about that later. But I really like these conditions for these horses. My top pick in this race is number 9, Mighty Nora, who comes off a layoff. Actually unseated the rider in November, clipped heels, and after that took some time off. And I actually don't mind that. I don't know if something physically happened or they just wanted to sort of get her mind back in a good spot, because sometimes that does happen with horses, and we've seen it, Nancy, where they run loose or something happens in a race. They're not great in the gate, and then it sort of messes them with them mentally. But they take that little break. This runner actually, before that incident, ran 2nd and 3rd in restricted maiden special weight races in Kentucky. So this filly has ability, and she's taking a little drop down in class while also being protected. So that's not a concern for me. She's not in for a tag. They're trying to get a win here, I think. And Dallas Stewart, by the way, he's had a quietly very good meet.
He has, and this is actually the runner that Keith Asmussen went down on and was injured. And I texted Andy, his fiance, just to confirm that. I was looking at writing my notes and everything, and I thought, okay, clipped heels, lost the rider, Keith Asmussen, in early November. That time was right around the same. So I did confirm with her that this is the horse. So I like the fact that he gets a second shot at this particular horse. Like the post position, but I'm going to go just one stall to the inside with the number 8, Army's Marauder. Chris Davis, legging up jockey Christian Torres, made the career debut at this very level back in December. Chased some quick fractions, made a nice run of ground in the lane to get up for 2nd. The 3rd place finisher actually broke her maiden in her next out at the fairgrounds. Now she's posted a very strong series of work since, sired by Army Mule, 25% with progeny, 2nd time out from a very big number. So I'm going to give the go to Chris Davis. I saw him in the racing office earlier. I said, I think you're going to get your picture taken today. And he says, I certainly hope you're right. So.
And Army's Marauder actually was working with Hovland, who is in the 3rd race. Our clocker
full
pick,
circle moment right there.
Hovland actually outworked Army's Marauder. So that'll be interesting to see how things go. I also had another full circle moment. That
love these.
Crazy full circle moment. We talked about this last week if you're a regular viewer. So I mentioned on Out of the Starting Gate, Riverwind, who was super impressive for Norm Cassie. Her dam is a sibling to Striker PhD, who was a Long Acres Mile champion, and my first graded stakes call was Striker PhD winning the Long Acres Mile. So,
full circle.
I mean, that's really full circle. Like, how do Washington State pedigrees get to Oaklawn
I like
Park?
that kind of stuff, though. I love that. Race number 7 is maiden claiming $35,000 for 3 and up, and they're going to go a mile and a 16th. Every horse in this field certainly stands to improve as all are coming off a double-digit loss last out. We do have a scratch of the number 7, but still does leave a field of 8.
And that's not even part of the condition, Nancy. Well, way to look at that. There's even Pat, as creative as he is, there's
I
no
look
way
between the lines sometimes.
for sure. So with that in mind, okay, I guess what you want to do is just either find an excuse for these poor efforts or cross it off and move along and look at the rest of the past performances. And I went with Empire Ranch last time out, who was going a mile in a 16th year, takes 3.5 months off, takes a drop in class. This runner here had good speed figures before that poor effort. I don't know what happened, but Mr. Radasevich is getting a chance here, an apprentice who showed up after the break to get that first Oaklawn win. So Empire Ranch for Randy Morris. And keep this in mind, even though this horse was easy in the last race, there were 3 next down winners out of that.
Yes. You know, I love those. It's interesting, as he said, all four of his races have produced next out winners. And I really like that he's got a very strong string of local works. Most recently on Friday the 13th, went a half and 47 and 4. So really got a chance to tighten up. But yeah, I'm going to be on the number 4 Empire Ranch as well. Race number 8 is our feature on the 9-race card. This is a first level allowance for 4-year-olds and up, and they're going to go 6 furlongs in distance. As we take a look, did have 2 scratches out of this field, taking out number 4, Curlin's Gesture, and the number 9, Royal Bro.
I don't think I've ever picked 2 horses on the same day whose last race their riders came off, but that was
that's interesting.
That's the case today. A Map to the Stars is my pick in here, Nancy.
All right.
Stumbled at the break last time, got bet a little bit, went off at 9-1, unseated the rider at the start. Okay, cross it out. That was a really strong race. This horse was getting bet in. Stiglitz, who won the race, got a triple-digit buyer. We could see him on Rebel Day in an overnight stake. Vital Mind came right back to win the runner-up finisher here into 93, I think, going a one-turn first-level allowance. So comes out of a good race. Won 2 starts ago for $80,000 and did so pretty convincingly in a non-2 lifetime race and beat a next-out winner. Second off the claim for Armando Hernandez, who's very, very good claiming horses and getting them to run their best. This horse had run at Churchill at this level quite a few times. Don't usually love to pick horses that have run 7-8 times at this level and haven't won, but you look at who this runner has finished behind: Imperial Gun, Tour Player, Discreet Mischief, all at this level before. This horse has run very well in Kentucky at this level, and even though he hasn't quite been he's been close to winning, he hasn't gotten there to the win. I think today that could change, because I think this is as good of a field as he's seen in Kentucky, where he's been right there.
Well, Matt's second choice is actually my top pick and my long shot of the day. That is the number 11, Run, Jalen Run. Tyler Bacon getting aboard for trainer Steve Manley. He not only has the most races under his belt with 24, but he also posts the most trips to the winner's circle, being 5. Now, he does come in 3rd off of just a minor freshening, running 2nd 2 back, and 5th last go, and both of those were at today's level. Now, he loves to be involved early and does, I think, get an advantage from that outer post position. He is in the money 5 of 10 local starts, but man, he's still looking for his first trip to the Oaklawn Winner's Circle. But I'm going to go with Run, Jalen Run. Hopefully lives up to his name this afternoon. Race number 9 is our nightcap, and it is for 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2. Claiming price $32,000 at a mile and a 16th. Scratch the number 6, Giant Moon, as we close out the Thursday with a field of 9.
Yeah, and this horse at 30-1 isn't going to change the wagering too much. Doesn't leave out a main contender. I'm going to take a price in here, Nancy. Scottish Storm, a horse coming out of a starter allowance race. Expect the Best, who won that day, came right back to run 3rd, and a better than look 3rd, with not the most desirable trip that day. This runner was way too far back last time out and didn't do much running in a starter allowance race. Now in for 32. Greg Compton trains. I think this is a perfect example of a horse that's sneaky, because he hasn't really been around for the win in his last few starts against much tougher. You look at those poor running lines where he's finishing, maybe you steer clear, maybe you're skimming through, and a horse player might just sort of glance over and say, not for me. But the class drop is really going to help this horse. I like him at a price. I think class-wise he fits. And I think he should be closer to the pace. I'd like to see them ride this horse a little bit closer and a little more aggressively. And with Ramon Vasquez aboard, I think he could definitely do that, because he broke his maiden 4 starts ago close to the pace. And then since then, in these route races, hasn't really been in the bit early.
Well, Matt's second choice is my top choice, that being the number 5 Bourbon Society, who also is one of those that does drop in for the lowest tag and in his 17 race career, and is going to take on winners for just the 3rd time today, coming off a 95 days of rest. Now, I like that he's been very productive at the distance. A win, 3 seconds and a third in 8 attempts, and he does prefer to be up in the action early, and I think is going to, like Matt said, really move forward on that drop in class. In addition to our 9 race selections, we've put together a $20 show bet bonus parlay. It pays to play on track because you get more bang for your buck with our show bet bonus. Also, our long shot and top pick of the day. If we could run to those real quick. Taking a look at the show parlay. Matt, you're going to start off in race number 1. Go 1, 3, 5, and 6. I'm going to go with some odds. Go races 3, 5, 7, and 9. A long shot play of the day. Matt's going to start out with the number 8 in the second race, Pray for Peace, while I'm going to go Run, Jalen, Run in the feature. Top pick sponsored by Oaklawn Anywhere. Matt goes to the opener with Boss of the Block, and I'm going to go half pot, just 1 race after. Don't forget, today is Discount Thursday, free parking, free programs, and $1 hot dogs. Almost every person I've seen walk by our studio has at least 1 hot dog in their hands. So I'm going to be out there next, not too far away. I know you're much more involved in social media than I am, and a lot of times, we use ChatGPT, we use Siri. Something very creepy happened to me just the other day.
What happened, Nancy?
So
Do
do tell. I'm on the couch, Paul's in the chair, and he's got both dogs loving on him and everything, giving them kisses, and he's talking sweet to Jake, our blue heeler, and he's like, "Oh, give me kisses, give me kisses. Oh, Jake, give me kisses." Siri came on. And said, "Oh, how sweet."
Ew.
That we both. We both look at each other like. Because he didn't activate Siri. He didn't ask a question. He didn't say Siri. But this phone came on and said, "Oh, how sweet." That was creepy.
It wasn't on Valentine's Day, was it?
No, but it was flat out creepy. I mean,
that is a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
At least, I guess, you can make Siri call you master, things like that. It can get real weird.
You might need some psychological help if you get Siri to call you master.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'd rather just have my $1 hot dog and just away from that creepiness, and let's worry about that. That is, I don't think I want to get. There's Alexa, right? I don't know if I need Alexa or Siri after that.
Yeah,
that's going to give me nightmares.
It was seriously. We both. Did you hear that? Did that just happen? Yeah, it was. Yeah, so a little creepy.
You better disconnect Siri. Be like, me and my husband, Siri, are trying to watch a movie here.
Oh, you know what I did binge on Netflix? His and Hers.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Oh, it's good. It literally takes you to the last 2 minutes of the show.
I'm watching Better Call Saul right now.
Okay.
It's a little bit older, but I haven't seen it. I like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
This is what we do. We handicap horses, or we go home.
We
and
bond
binge.
over our binge.
Right.
That's what we do. So,
And you.
Again, 9 races on today's card. 12:30 post all week long, and dawn at Oaklawn this Saturday with our very own Matt Dinnerman. So without further ado, good luck on today's program for Matt Dinnerman. I am Nancy Holthus. Good luck and good racing.